Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening. Good evening. So we'll quickly recollect as what we saw yesterday because there are few new joinees in the class today. So let's recollect and then we'll go to the next topic. Okay. So yesterday we saw as what is Power BI. So Power BI is a data visualization and business intelligence tool that converts data from different sources to interactive dashboards and BI reports. So when you are asked like what is Power BI, you should remember the word business intelligence tool and a data visualization tool. Okay. So when you remember this word, you'll be able to answer the definition. So these are the two keywords. So Power BI means data visualization and business intelligence tools that converts data from different data sources. So we have data sources like in the form of a Excel is SQL file or text or CSV file, PDF file, web. So we have data from different data sources like this. Using those data from the different data sources, we can create an interactive dashboard and a BI report. So interactive dashboard means that it is a collection of charts or reports. Okay, so when you change values in one chart, it will be reflected on the other chart. So there is interaction between the charts that you create on a worksheet area. Okay, so it is the place where you can get the data from different data sources, make a report, and make that report interactive by using filters. You can make it interactive, and also we can make interaction between one chart and the other chart. Okay. The Power BI suite provides multiple software, connector, and services like Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service based on SaaS, and mobile Power BI apps available for different platforms. So we have three different types of Power BI. One is Power BI Desktop, another is Power BI Service, which is based on the cloud platform, that is software as a service, and then mobile Power BI apps, which is available for different platforms. Okay, so these are the three things. What are the three versions or three different types of Power BI versions available? Then you can tell about this desktop services and mobile Power BI. These set of services are used by business users to consume data and build BI reports. Why Power BI? If we see, we can find insights within an organization data. So we'll be using Power BI in an organization. When a huge data is given to us, we can find insights out of that data. That is insights in the sense like we can dig deep into the data to the level, to the granular level. Granularity is the minimum basic level. Like if we have the hierarchy concept like year, month, and day value. So day is like the minimum value. So we can get the insight out of the data, like how the sales is doing in the particular year, particular month, or particular week or day, how it is doing. To that extent, we can find the dig deep into the data and we can find the insight out of the data. Power BI can connect disparate data sets, transform and clean the data into a data model, and create charts or graph to provide visuals of the data. All this can be shared with other Power BI user within the organization. Okay, so it is possible to share the Power BI reports within the organization. So you'll be connecting with different data sources, transform and clean the data. So you'll be having some discrepancies in the data because data, the client won't know that you're going to create a report. So they won't be having everything in a proper format. There might be chances like there are discrepancies in the data, having null values in the data. So how do you handle that? How do you clean the data? That is what we are doing in the transform and cleaning the data. Okay. And then we are creating a data model. Data model is done in the model view. So in the model view, we are creating a data model where we'll create the relationship between the tables that is given to us. Data that is given to us, it will be in the form of tables. So we are creating relationship between the tables. Okay, that is done in the data model. Following that, we'll start to create the visuals. So this is the step involved in Power BI. And once you have created all these steps and done that, you will be able to share the report with other Power BI users using the Power BI service. Okay. I said you about the cloud platform, no Power BI service or the cloud platform. So you'll be able to share with other Power BI users within the organization. So benefits of Power BI is like the visualization, data connectivity, real-time data, collaboration, and scalability. We have that. These are the benefits of Power BI. Visualization, data connectivity, real-time data, collaboration, and scalability. So building blocks of Power BI in the sense that we have the dashboard. Dashboard means that we are collecting different charts from different report and consolidating into a full-fledged dashboard or a full-fledged report. So that is called as the dashboard. So it is a collection of reports. Dashboard is nothing but collection of reports. Then we have the reports. Workbook is a place where we'll be creating the chart. So that is called as the workbooks. And then in Power BI service, we have the data sets, data flows, and apps. They are all organized into workspaces and they are created on capacities. So in Power BI service, there is a area called as workspace where we'll be publishing all the reports that we have created. So that is called as a workspace area. Okay. Till this, is it clear for the new joinees who have joined today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the Power BI consists of several elements that all work together, like Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile app. So Power BI, sorry. In the Power BI software, in the Power BI desktop software, we have three views. One is Power Query, next is Power Pivot, and next is Power View. Okay. So we have three things: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View, which is nothing but when you open your Power BI desktop, we have something on the left side called as Report View, Table View, and Model View, right? So the background operation that is happening, that is called as a Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Power View is nothing but the report view where you will be creating your chart. Power Pivot is nothing but the data modeling that you're going to do. That is Model View. Model View is nothing but the Power Pivot. Power Query means that we have something called as Power Query Editor in Power BI Desktop, where we will do the transformation of the data, cleaning the data, and all that. So that is done using the Power Query. So these are the three new terms I'm introducing today: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. Okay. So Power View is where we'll create the reports. Power Pivot is where we do the data modeling or the model view. Power Query is the one where we'll be doing the data transformation and the cleaning of the data using the Power Query editor. So Power BI Desktop has three views: report view, data view, and model view. As I just showed you on the Power BI Desktop, we saw three views, no? So it is report view, data view, and model view. So check this Power BI Desktop. So you can connect with any data over here. You can pick out your chart on whichever you like, and then you can create like okay, so you can create your chart as per the need. So bar chart, we have that. Okay, so this is done in the report view. In the table view, if we see whatever data that we have, the huge data that we have, no, that is in the Excel format. So all that will be present over here. So this is the table view. And then we have the model view. In the model view, we will be creating relationship between the tables. This is one table. Similar to that, we'll have another table. So how to create relationship between one table and the other table? We can create a relationship over here in the model view. So these are the three views that we have. I'll show you step by step like how to create your first chart. I'll show that. But just understand the views over here. Report view, table view, and model view. Okay. In report view, you can use queries that you create to build compelling visualization arranged as you want them to appear and with multiple pages that you can share with others. Data views like see the data in your report in the data model format where you can add measures, create new columns and manage relationships. Model view is the one where we get a graphical representation of the relationship that are established in your data model and manage or modify them as needed. So report view is present over here on the left side. The first one is report view. Then the Power Query editor, which I said, no, it is there in the transform data in the home tab. Under transform data, we have the Power Query editor where we will be doing the data transformation like data cleaning work, data transformation work we'll be doing under transform data. Then in model view, we'll be doing the data modeling like reseller sales is one table, reseller is another table, employee is another table, product is another table, and currency is another table. So we can create relationship between the tables over here, and then based on which we can get the reports from multiple tables and we can create report out of it. Okay. So when there is no relationship, there won't be meaningful report created. The report will be wrong. So we have to create relationship between one table and the other. Okay, so these are the three views that we have. Do you understand the three views? Report
Yes,
view,
ma'am.
data view, and model view. Report view is where we create the report. Data view is the one is the table view or data view is where we see the table format of the data. Model view is the one where we are creating relationship between the tables. Okay. In model view, we are creating relationship between the reseller key over here and reseller key over here. We are creating a relationship between the reseller sales and reseller table. So we are creating a relationship over here. And then when we give OK, we get the relationship between the table established. So this is about the Power Query editor. When I go to transform data, I said about the Power Query, no, three things we saw in the first slide, Power Query, Power View, and um, Power Pivot.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please
Yeah,
zoom it, ma'am? Can you please zoom it?
one minute. This is all I can do. Okay. So this is the Power Query editor. In the Power Query editor appears after a data connection is established. In the ribbon, many buttons are now active to interact with the data in the query. So this is the ribbon, top ribbon, where we have the value things like what are the things we can do to edit the data. So these are the options available on the top ribbon. Query states the name of the table. Whatever table is present, that will be mentioned in the queries. This is the preview of the table, or the entire table will be over here. Fx is the formula bar where we'll be writing the formulas. So Fx will be over here. And query settings are nothing but the applied steps. That is the steps that we are going to apply to transform the data. So what actually we are doing in the data transformation is that if there are empty values, we'll fill that. If there are null values, we can handle that. And if there is like first row, if it has to be changed or some heading is there on the first row, we need to change that. So we can change the first row. So some little bit of formatting we need to do on the data that is given to us. So that sort of formatting or the transformation we are doing on the Power Query editor. So this image is the Power Query editor. It is there in the transform data tab. So there we are doing the changes like the Power Query editor, we are doing the changes over there. Okay, I'll show in detail while doing with the data transformation. I'll show this Power Query editor in detail, but just know that there exists a Power Query editor where we do the data transformation. This is for Power BI, sign up for Power BI. So we are using the free version of Power BI. There's actually licensed version as well. For organization, they use the licensed version. So you need to have a work email ID to use all the service, all the provisions that are there in Power BI. Okay, so just know about it. The Power BI corporate version might cost some huge amount, whereas we are learning with the free version of it. Okay. So refreshing Power BI service data will be like we have the refresh button where we can refresh the data. So the data set is given to us. When the data set is in the form of some SQL data source or something, we'll have two modes. One is import mode and another is the direct query mode. Import mode is the one where we'll be importing the data, like snapshot of the data, we'll take it and we'll import it. That is import mode. Direct query mode is the one where we have a live connection with the data. So that is direct query mode. Live connection with the data source is the direct query mode. So these are the two modes we have when we connect data with SQL dataset. So in import mode, you need to manually refresh the data, whereas in the direct query mode, it will be automatically or a live connection is established, right? So the data will be automatically refreshed and it will be updated onto the Power BI. So that is the direct query mode.
Ma'am, which mode is mostly used in the companies actually?
So if you go to SQL Server over here in Power BI Desktop, you have data connectivity mode over here called as import mode and direct query mode. Import mode means snapshot of the data will be taken. Direct query mode means it is a live connection. So in companies, they will be using both the things, import mode or direct query mode, either one, whichever is comfortable to them, they'll use. The major difference is that import mode, the speed is good because we are taking the snapshot of the data or till the last refresh, whatever data is there, we'll be taking that. So that is import mode. But in direct query mode, we will be having the live connection, right? So based on the speed of the SQL server, so this is SQL Server database. So in that, based on the speed of the SQL Server, how it is performing, based on that only our query will be running. It will take a performance lag will be there because we are connecting with the live data base. So there will be a performance lag in the direct query, whereas import, it will be having a very good performance and the speed will be really good. Okay, so these are the two data connectivity mode in SQL Server database. Okay.
Ma'am, I have one doubt actually.
Yeah.
In organization, from which source they will mainly they will work from Excel or SQL server?
So if it is a small organization, they start with the Excel data. But when you move to a larger organization or larger data, when it is given to you, it will be in the SQL format. But whatever reports that you're going to create, no, that is going to be the same. Either you're taking an Excel data or SQL data. Only the connectivity changes will be different. How you connect will be different. Otherwise, the working like the charts that you're going to do is all the same thing. The procedure is same.
Okay, ma'am.
Just the
Thanks.
get data method changes. Get data from
Okay.
Excel, it will change. SQL Server, it will change. That's it. So if it is a huge data, we go for SQL Server.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is an example for a dashboard. A simple dashboard example, a image is shown to you. So Power BI dashboard is a single page, often called canvas, that tells a story through the visualization. So this is the dashboard area where we can tell story through the visualization. We'll have the visual with us. So based on which we can tell like how the company is performing. Okay. So that is called as the dashboard. So we can have data from different data sets. From that, we can create a report A, report B, report C. And from each report, we can consolidate into a dashboard. This dashboard is created using the Power BI service. Reports are created using Power BI desktop and dashboards are created using Power BI service. Okay, consolidating the report to a dashboard is done using Power BI service. What is report? Power BI report is a multi-perspective view into a data set with visuals that represent findings and insights from the data set. A report can have single visual or many pages full of visuals. So whatever image we saw in the dashboard, no? So similar to that, we can create report over here in Power BI desktop as well. So that will be called as a report. But when we integrate multiple reports into a chart like this, then that is called as a dashboard. So just observe this minute difference between report and dashboard. Report means from a single data set, we are creating a report using Power BI desktop. Okay. Whereas dashboard means that from multiple reports, report A, report B, report C, I'm just taking visuals out of those reports and creating a dashboard over here using Power BI service. So reports and dashboard, if we see the difference between them. So dashboard is one page, whereas reports can be one or more pages. Data sources like one or more reports and one or more data sets per dashboard can be there. So for reports, we have only single data sets per report. So drilling down the visuals, there is an option called as drill down. Only if you pin an entire report page to a dashboard, you can do that. In reports, yes, drilling down, you can drill down and see the values. Available in Power BI desktop? No. Reports are available in Power BI desktop. Filtering option? No. Here reports, we can filter it. Feature content on the colleague's homepage? Yes, and yes over here. Favorites, you can add it to your favorites. Reports can also be added to favorites. So this is the difference between dashboard and report. Dashboard we'll be creating towards the end of our class, towards the last few classes only we'll be creating dashboard. Till then we'll be creating and working on the reports only. So how to share dashboard and report if we see? In a list of reports or in an open report, select share option, which is available in Power BI service. There you can send link dialog. You'll see the option to copy the sharing link or share via Outlook, PowerPoint and Teams to people in your organization. So you can choose people in your organization or any specific people you want. You can specify them by their email ID or their ID values that you have. You can add the people address over here and allow recipient to share this report. Allow recipient to build content with the data associated with this report. You can use either of the option to share your dashboard and report with other users in the organization. So this is the one we'll be seeing in Power BI service, sharing the dashboard and the report we'll be seeing in the Power BI service. Are you able to get some idea about report and dashboard? What is the difference? Using this diagram, are you able to understand report and a dashboard?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as I told in the first slide, we have three things called as Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. So the same thing is picturized over here in this diagram. So when some raw clumsy data is given to us as a raw data, using the Power Query editor, we'll do the data grabber or shaper. It is called as data grabber or shaper, where we do the transformation of the data. We clean the data. That is the clumsy data, the raw data is given to us. No, we'll clean the data, make it into a readable and acceptable format for the Power BI. Then we do the Power Pivot or the data modeling. And then we create the chart using the Power View or the visualization. Okay. So these are the steps involved and these are the Power BI components. Any doubt in the slides?
You have told that first one is I mean desktop, second one is services, third
Power
one is
BI
app, right?
service,
So
mobile app.
we don't use app, right? In this.
App, you can download it from the App Store. You can
Okay,
just see a
okay,
mobile, you can just see a mobile view of that reports that you have created. For
okay,
example,
okay.
in Power BI, I have created this chart,
Yeah.
just hide all this. Right? At the bottom, if you see, you have desktop layout view and mobile layout view. So if you go to mobile layout view, it will redirect you to this one. Auto create mobile layout. If I give it, it will create this chart on a mobile layout.
Okay, okay.
Thereby, when you just publish this mobile layout, no, you can view the same visual on your mobile as well. So it's all about how you create the visual. Either you want a desktop layout or a mobile layout, you can switch over between them and you can create the visuals for that.
Yeah, fine, ma'am.
You first create it on the desktop uh, layout, and then you can convert it into a mobile layout. Okay, so these are the three versions that is available. So those who have missed the Power BI installation yesterday, I'll resend the link. So this is the link to download the Power BI desktop. So over here, you have the download option. Power BI desktop download. Before you download, just check the system requirements, supported operating system for Power BI. So check the system requirement. Installation instruction is like whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit OS that you're using. Windows OS, just check if it is a 32-bit or 64-bit in your system settings. So check that, and then you click on the download, and when you click on download, it will ask for specific one. Whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit, it will ask. So if it is a 64-bit platform, you can click on the checkbox and you can download it. Else, if it is a 32-bit, you can check on this and you can download it. So based on a system requirement, download either one of this and select the language as English and click next and proceed with the installation. Okay. Quickly, we'll have the attendance. Tejaswini, Sanjay, Santosh, Arihumadi, Anusha, Yalini, Kavinaya,
Yes, ma'am.
Rahul, Sanjay,
Ma'am.
Suga- Suganya,
Present, ma'am.
Avudayappan,
Yes, ma'am. Presented.
Shishant, Vidya,
Yes, ma'am.
Gopu, Suganti,
Present, ma'am.
Pavitra,
Present, ma'am.
Bushra Begum,
Ma'am,
Present, ma'am.
present, ma'am. Ma'am,
yeah,
ma'am,
your name please.
present. Yalini.
Yalini, okay. Bushra Begum, are you present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Spurti, okay. Durga Devi, Vardhini,
Present, ma'am.
Nitin,
Yes, ma'am.
Sab Sabita, Sambhavi,
Yes, ma'am.
Ritvik,
Present, ma'am.
Agilan,
Present, ma'am.
Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Hari, Mansa,
Present, ma'am.
Pramod, Shushmita,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwati,
Present, ma'am.
Edwin Christopher,
Yes, present.
Ashmita,
Yes, ma'am.
Periyanayaki, Venkatesh, Ranjit,
Yes, ma'am.
Govardhini,
Yes, ma'am.
Rupa, Divya,
Yes, ma'am.
Saravnaraj,
Yeah, present.
Nagendran, Gauriya, Manisa,
Present, ma'am.
Benita,
Present, ma'am.
Abhinadas,
Present, ma'am.
Punmati,
Present, ma'am.
Jasir Ahmed,
Present, ma'am.
Aarti,
Present, ma'am.
Yamini,
Present, ma'am.
Pavitra, Girish, Lavanya,
Present, ma'am. Present.
Rasita,
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Ajodhyanath,
Yes, present.
Sindhu Sai,
Present, ma'am.
Gopu present, ma'am.
Your name?
Gopu, ma'am.
Is it possible to log in with personal mail ID? No. You need work email ID or on Microsoft.com email ID to use it.
Okay, ma'am.
Santhya, you just send your details on WhatsApp group. I'll add your name.
Okay.
So to get data, you go to home over here. Get data option is present over here. You can get data from Excel workbook, SQL server, text or CSV, web, blank query is also there. When you go to more options over here, you can see all the options over here like Excel workbook, text, XML, JSON, folder, PDF, Oracle database, IBM DB2, MySQL database, and so on. So you have all the database and whatever you want, you have all these options. There are 99 plus data sources to which you can connect your data. Okay, just go through the options that are available. So you can choose data from any one of these data sources and you can click connect to connect with different data sources. Okay, so get data option is at the top. So Power BI, when you open it, click on the blank report over here. In the blank report, first you go to get data, Excel workbook. You will choose the data set that I sent on yesterday's class. I'll reshare the data set. So I have shared two Excel files. One is Global Superstore 2015 and 2016 I have shared. So I'm choosing one of them. You will have the sheets over here, order, people, and returns are the sheets on the data sets you will have. So if the data needs any transformation, you can transform the data, else you can load the data. For now, you just start with only orders sheet. So order sheet, you click on that, click this checkbox on. So just preview the data. I find there is no discrepancies in the data. The data is good. So just load the data. You click on the load button that is present at the bottom and you load the data that is given to you. And then from the orders table, you can choose like region wise quantity. If I choose, I can just visualize them on a form of a visual like a bar chart or any chart that you want, you can visualize them. Okay. So orders is the name of the table, category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, discount, market, and so on, or all the column names that you have. The one mentioned with the summation, like discount, profit, quantity, sales are all aggregated value or otherwise called as measures, numerical value or measures it is called. And the rest are called as dimension or fact. Category, city, country, name, market, and so on. It is called as dimensions or fact. So to create any chart, you need dimension and measure to create any chart. So we need like quantity is one measure, region is one dimension. So when I click on one dimension and one measure, I'm able to create my first chart. Okay. At the bottom, you have the page one option. You can rename over here as first chart. Okay, so you can change between the visuals like pie chart or bar chart in this format or a area chart. You can change and you can see the different views of the charts. Is it clear? Like this part, it is clear, no? After doing this, you can do some formatting on the visual. Like there is an option called as format your visual. So in format your visual, you have the x-axis. X-axis values are shown over here. So values are on. So if you want to increase the size of the values over here, you can increase the size of the value or make it bold or italic if you want. So that is x-axis. Y-axis value also, you can have the range over here. Logarithmic scale is there. So some scale of value, it is shown over here. So you can have the values on. Values also, you can change the color of the values to orange or purple. Can change them. And then display unit, it can be like none, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions, and so on. So now it is in the thousands format with a K symbol over here. You can make it as millions as well, billions, and so on. Okay. So if you need to add decimal places, you can add decimal places like 1, 2, 3 decimal places. If you want, you can add them. Otherwise, you can keep it simple like 0K, 5K, 10K. It can be like that. So this is there on the y-axis. Value under values, you have all these options. Y-axis, range, values, and title is there. No, under values, you have all this option. And under title, we have the auto, show title only, font, and all that. So this is all about y-axis. Grid lines, if you want, you can add the grid lines like dotted grid lines. You can make the color to black to see the grid lines clearly. If you need grid lines for your chart, you can add them. So it can be solid grid line or a dashed grid line, dotted or custom grid line. Custom means you have to add format for that. So let it be dotted grid lines. Zoom slider, if you on it, you'll get a zoom slider over here on the chart. You'll get the zoom slider. Suppose if I want to view only the top point, that is the first two values are having the top values, no? So if I have to view only those two values, I can move the slider to the top two values and I can zoom in that value and I can see the visual clearly. Okay. So to zoom in and see, we have the zoom slider. So if you want to see the lowest value, zoom them and you can see. Yes, of course, you can see the lowest value as well. So this is about the zoom slider. Then columns, category wise, you have the color for each column. So if we have Central Africa, you can mark them as purple. So Central Africa, it will be in purple color. So categories, you can choose among them. Western Asia, if you want it in yellow color, you can make it as yellow color, increase the transparency or decrease them. Transparency, it will be changed. If you want to add a border, you can add a border. So this part, it will be added, a border will be there. So columns is that option. Data labels, when you on them, you get the data labels over here, like 22.3K, 20.9K, 12.8K, 12.3K, 11.8K. So these are nothing but the data labels that you have added. Okay. So you have add data to your visual. You have the visualization over here. Please try these visualization with the data I'm sharing. Please try to create different visualization and try it. Okay, and then formatting your visual also, you please start trying what are the options present for it. So when you change the type of the visual, no, you'll be having different sort of format option like secondary y-axis, lines. Instead of bars, you'll be having columns or bars, you'll be having lines over here. So here also the options will change like x-axis, y-axis, secondary y-axis, legend, small multiples, tooltip. These are the options that are present over here. In a line chart, you can see all these options. So secondary y-axis means if you are adding any sales value over here. So it is like similar to a dual axis chart or something like that. We can create a secondary y-axis where I can create a sum of quantity and sum of sales value on here, and I can create a dual chart over here between the sales and the quantity. And then legend, you can add some segment or some value onto the, sorry, segment we can add to legend, but it's not coming. So, okay, segment goes under small multiples over here. So each segment like consumer, corporate and home office, each is a segment. So each segment we have added it onto the small multiples. Okay. So small multiples is nothing but it will multiply the chart in or split it into different segments like this, and it will show each segment wise how it is performing, it will show. And then if you want anything on the tooltip, like order priority on the tooltip, you can add that. So when you hover your mouse, you can see the order priority of the things. Okay, so that is tooltip. When you just hover your mouse over any point, you can see the visuals clearly. So let me just remove the small multiples. So let the chart be in this way. Okay, so instead of region on the x-axis, I've added the order date over here on a line chart. Okay. In this, if you add a order date on the x-axis, you can see year, quarter, month, and day values over here, right? So it is all the hierarchy values you have, default hierarchy that you have for the order date value. So which means that here we have the 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015 values. So when there is an arrow mark option at the top called as hierarchy or the drill down options, so I can drill down next level to the hierarchy and see the quarterly data. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 data can be seen. So when I drill down to the next level of the hierarchy, I can see the month-wise data like January, February, March, April, and so on. So when I drill down again, I can see day-wise data over here. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the date-wise it has arranged and we can see the chart for this visual. So this is possible only when we have a hierarchy like thing, like year, quarter, month, and day option we have as a hierarchy over here. So this drill down option is present in the hierarchy. If you click on the up arrow, we can drill up on the hierarchy. So any doubts so far? I'll explain the hierarchy once again. Drill down, drill up, I'll explain. Any other doubt apart from that?
No, ma'am. Is the hierarchy will be created by default for all the date fields?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So date field, we have year, quarter, month, and day wise hierarchy. So if you don't want any one thing, you can just click on this into mark over here. If you don't want the day or month, you can just click on the into mark. So that when you drill down over here, it will just take you till the level of quarterly report. Year and quarter wise alone, it will be showing. But instead, if you take the order date onto x-axis over here, just drill up on this level over here. So you can see the values to the day level. Year wise, quarter wise, month wise, and then day wise report can be seen. Okay. The hierarchy, we have three different types of hierarchy over here at the top. The first one is drill up. So when we drill down to the next level in the hierarchy, we can drill up and move up in the hierarchy and see the values. For that, we are using the drill up. Apart from that, there are three drill down options available. The second drill down option that is available, that is go to the next level in the hierarchy, no? So this shows like 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015 is shown over here. That is the year value is shown over here. When I drill down next level in the hierarchy, we can see quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Okay. So this is the go next level in the hierarchy. There's one more hierarchy called expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So when I click on that option, no, I get Jan 2012, July 2012, Jan 2013, July 2013, and so on. Okay. So what it means that it takes the year value as well and the quarterly value as well. If you hover your mouse, you can see 2012 quarter 1. So it will take the quarterly report as well. Along with the year report, it will take quarterly report as well. So when I drill down using the last drill down option, that is expand all down one level in the hierarchy, when I drill down again, I can see that year, quarter, and month wise data will be there. So when I drill down once again, I can see like day wise data. Year, quarter, month, and day wise data can be seen over here using the last drill down option that is available. At the lowest level of the data, we are there now. So there's no further drill down available. So just drill up on this option. Okay. If suppose you want to drill down to a specific point, like this 4.3 or this year particular value is there, no? If you want to drill down to this particular point, what you do is that you enable this first drill down. you need to first enable that by clicking on it. So drill down mode is on. Click a data point to drill, it says. So click on a point over here, and exactly for that point, we'll be able to drill down and see the values. I'll repeat it. We have the year 2015 over here, right? So when I just click on this turn drill down, when I turn on this drill down and click on this exact point of 2015, I can see for the year 2015 how the chart is performing. So I'm drilling down exactly to that specific point. Okay. So we can get the insight out of the data when we just drill down and go down the hierarchy. So I can see the day-wise date, I can see 2015 years data like Jan 2015, April 2015, July 2015, October 2015. So how it is performing, we can see the values over here. If you still want to drill down over here, like April 2015, you want to see the values, we can click on that. So that quarter value, April 2015, May 2015, and June 2015 values can be seen. If you still want to drill down to the May 2015 value, you can drill down over here and it will show like day wise. 3rd May, 10th May, 17th May, 24th May, 31st May, and it will drill down to that value and it will show the to that level and it will show the values. Okay. Just try this drill down option. Take some order date. Take some measure like quantity, profit, or sales or discount on the y-axis, and try to create a line chart or a bar chart. On both these charts, you can drill down and see. Okay. So try this and see, drill down. I'll explain it once again in tomorrow's class. Any doubt so far?
Ma'am, can you please share the notes in WhatsApp group, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm sharing after every class. And I'll share the recorded
Thank you,
video
ma'am.
as well. The link is already present on the WhatsApp group description, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. I want everyone to install Power BI and start practicing it. By tomorrow, I'll give you some small assignment work to do simultaneously when we deal. So you can start doing that. And sometimes in the class, I'll be asking you to share your screen where I can see like how much you have understood, or if you're stuck up anywhere, I might ask you to share your screen. So install Power BI and have it ready, okay? Any doubt, you just ask me, ping on the WhatsApp group and ask me. I'll share the PPTs and the recorded video link is already present. I'll share the data sets that is needed. And once the recorded video has been uploaded, I'll put up a message called as recorded video uploaded. I'll put a message on the group so that you will know that the video is ready and it is uploaded. Okay.
Ma'am,
So,
I have a doubt.
yeah.
Ma'am, how you add that secondary y-axis, ma'am?
When you create a line chart, no, secondary y-axis will automatically come. So take sum of
Okay.
sales over here.
Okay.
You get the 2 lines over here.
Okay.
It is not a secondary y-axis is not available for all the chart. Only for few chart you have the secondary y-axis.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Area chart also you have secondary y-axis, but for bar chart you won't have secondary y-axis. Line chart and area chart you have secondary y-axis values. Okay. So try whatever you can, try the chart. Tomorrow we'll see like how to create a simple report. We'll occupy the full worksheet area with different charts and we'll see. study the name of the chart that is there on the each visual. The visualization pane is over here, no? On this visualization pane, just keep your mouse over the chart and study the name of the chart and see how each chart is changing. When you click on each thing, how it is changing, you just observe what is each chart meaning. You can see that. Okay. So try playing around with this Power BI tool, visualization pane, format your visual, try playing around with that. So I'll start with a little bit of doing the visualization part. I'll start with that tomorrow. And we'll do table and matrix visual, formatting the table and matrix visual. We'll see that. And hierarchy, I'll explain once again in tomorrow's class because it's an important concept. It will be compulsorily asked in all the interviews. So I'll teach hierarchy once again in tomorrow's class. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.